Let's get started. Hey guys, nice to see you today. Okay, so today we're working on a workflow where we're going to be able to generate images using a tool called Replicate. Replicate's an amazing tool. It basically allows you to abstract away all of the nasty PyTorch, CUDA, TensorFlow issues that you would normally run into when you're trying to run an AI model, and allows you to just call it from an API. This thing is super useful because there are so many different models that are on here. For example, you could even pull in Claude Sonnet and run Replicate. You can generate videos, you can generate images. Even has R1, and then you can also fine tune it. So there are some really cool examples of fine tuning on Replicate, where somebody took a flux model, which is a really good image model, and then they trained it on I think it's Studio Ghibli, anime kind of style images, and you're able to basically create these very beautiful images. So let's just create our own one real quick. In a small alley. Okay. So the nice thing about Replicate 2 is if you just want to look at a model and you just want to like run it real quick and see what the output's going to be like, it's already available and you don't have to like mess around with any API stuff. You can just look at it through this. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool model. It can generate these nice images for you, and yeah. So what we're using it for specifically is this app that I've been working on here. It's called Forked, and we're basically trying to build it so where you put in, different ingredients, and it's going to give you different recipes that you can make with those ingredients. So let's say cheese, potatoes, chicken, anything like that. And we just generate the recipes. It takes a little minute. This is going to allow you to, if you're running out of things to make, you can just come up with something nice to eat. So as you can see here, we're not getting any images, and that is something that I have to work on for the specific app. But here you can see it generated like a good looking image, and because we're using Replicate, each of these images is costing like 1/3 of a cent. So we could generate 1,000 images and it will only cost us $3. So that's also a really nice thing about Replicate is you pay per generation, so you don't pay for any time-based usage of the GPU. You only pay for each generation that's been generated. Okay, so here's the workflow. Here we have the webhook, and this is the same webhook that we used in the previous video, where this is listening for an event, and specifically for our use case here, the event is a new recipe being generated in our Pocket-based instance. Okay, so let's just take a look at this here. So you can see it's just a post, and it's just listening to our or waiting for this to post, and then we start off our workflow. And then here, so I ran into this issue. Let's pull up an execution that just went. See, we all have succeeded. So we have our webhook. It's coming off of our Pocket-based integration. And then we have an OpenAI. So what we're running into is it's coming in the form of these instructions here. But if you actually just put this into the image model, it does not really give very good images. So what we have here is we have an OpenAI node that basically just takes this, the title and the instructions, and then it tells it, can you generate an image prompt from this? And then, gives you a really nice little image prompt, and then that gets fed into your Replicate API. This then is just going to start the prediction. So how it works with Replicate is you're going to basically start a prediction, okay? So why we have this wait node is because that prediction takes time, and sometimes that prediction can take a long time, but in our case, it takes like a second. It's also sending the same data. And what we want to get here is we want to have this get URL here. And as you can see, this output is null because it still has the status of starting. And so we want to get this URL here that's basically going to say, okay, once this is finished, I want you to actually give me the prediction. And the prediction is going to be coming back to you with, this is what your prediction looks like. It tells you what the prompt is, what the different logs are, the output, and all that different stuff. So for us to actually get the output, this is the URL that we have to get, and this is what this is doing here. It's actually taking this get here and it's going to the delivery endpoint for replicate, and then it's actually downloading it for us. So this is what's getting pulled in here, and here we have the data. And so what this then does is it gets the image, but then for some reason Pocketbase, the Pocketbase package, or I guess node package in N8N does not have any way for you to upload files. So they actually had to find this workaround online. And what people said is you can basically write the binary, which is what this .webp format is giving you, and you then have to just write that blob to a temp file. Just for this specific thing. So here you can see it's just writing the file to a disk, to a temporary spot here. And we don't really care about it being in the temp because it's going to be swept away because we're actually saving it in our Pocketbase instance. And then the Pocketbase instance here, this is just an HTTP request that's basically constructing this from the webhook JSON body, and it's actually just generating the patch request, which is basically just updating it and putting in this image that was generated by replicate. And so you can see it's not super long. It's a lot longer than the one we did last week, but this one is really useful because you're able to just generate images that's just going to make your web app just a little bit nicer. This is, I think, really cool to be able to have something where not only you have some text that you're generating, but then it also generates like a really nice image as well. Thank you for joining another one of John's automations, and I hope you have a great day. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thank you.